Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the symptoms that I experienced that led me to find out I had kidney disease. I'm going to go into the story a little and I'm going to explain the symptoms that I experienced. So if you guys are interested to know, then definitely keep on watching. But quickly before we continue, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly videos. Also, don't forget to press the little bell button for push notifications. And if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let's begin, guys. Okay, so I'm first gonna start out by saying my story is a little bit different. And I'm saying this because I was diagnosed when I was 12 years old. And when I was diagnosed with kidney disease, I did not have any symptoms, oddly. At least that I thought, or at least that I didn't really pay attention or recognize. I didn't see these as like a red flags or like a symptom. I thought it was normal. And now that I know about kidney disease, I'm like, okay, I was really like, I was only 12 years old. So like, obviously I wasn't gonna know what symptoms. But how I found out I had kidney disease, it wasn't any symptoms that led me to go to the doctor. What happened was that I had to get a physical in order to play sports in my middle school. And when I went to go get a physical, of course they do the physical check on your body, and then they also do, some physicals do blood work and then some do urine, and I had to do urine. I didn't do any blood work, I did do urine. And when I went to go get that physical, when I did the urine test, they noticed that a lot of protein was leaking in my urine, like a lot. Like, it wasn't anything normal, it was obviously signs of kidney disease. And when that happened, a couple of days after, literally like 2-3 days after, I was sent to Richmond to get a kidney biopsy and so forth, and the story continues. But I want to go back to the symptoms. So I had no symptoms, at least that I recognized, but later, like looking back, like I said, I was having symptoms, and the symptoms were, and they weren't a lot, guys. It was just two obvious ones, kind of. I had foam in my urine, which is a sign of kidney disease because of leaking protein. It causes the foam. Another main symptom that I had, and I seriously thought it was normal, is that my eyes were constantly puffy. So puffy. I'm talking about like, they would be like this. I would look really Asian, and I just thought it was normal for me. Another one, which goes in hand with the swollenness, is that not only just my eyes, sometimes my legs. My legs weren't every day, but I want to say like three times a week, I would wake up with the bottom half of my legs, like knee down, swollen. And I didn't think much. I was just like, I don't know, I wouldn't pay attention to it. Like I said, I was only 12 years old, so it didn't really cross my mind that I was sick. And other than that, I didn't feel any like sickness or anything. I didn't feel tiredness. I was pretty active and I maintained myself in sports, and I don't know, I didn't feel anything other than those symptoms that were visible. But I want to go a little bit into when I found out I had end stage. So if you guys watched my previous videos, I talked about how I found out I had kidney disease and kind of what led me to go on dialysis. So I'll link it here if you guys want to watch that. But the symptoms that I experienced when I found out I had end stage were different than the ones I found out I had kidney disease, because obviously it was early on, like I still had kidney function. But when I had no kidney function, when I was down to 4%, what I experienced was different, because I did not know either. I hadn't gone to the doctors within like 2 years. No, it was like, yeah, like 2 years I hadn't gone to the doctors. So I did not expect that I had end stage or anything. And honestly, again, I wasn't really feeling anything. I was pregnant, so I did notice that I was sleeping a lot. I wasn't sure if it was because of the pregnancy. But now that I'm looking back, it was obviously because I had no kidney function and I was pregnant. So I was sleeping a lot. My eyes were puffy. I was losing a lot of weight. I was super skinny during my pregnancy, like crazy skinny. The only thing that was growing was like my stomach. Everything else was like losing a ton of weight. And guys, I was skinny, but my appetite was like crazy. I could eat, and never gain weight. So obviously that was a sign right there. That wasn't normal, that I could just eat like crazy and I wouldn't gain. So another thing that I experienced was tiredness. I was constantly out of breath. I had shortness of breath. Literally, I would just go up like 4 stairs and I would feel like I just ran a marathon. I was just so tired. I was exhausted. Also, another thing, I had a very irregular period. And I honestly still kind of deal with it now, but it wasn't to the extent before. Before, I would get mine like every 3 to 4 months. And I remember when I was on dialysis, it stopped for a good 6 months. And I've spoke to other people at my clinic and they experienced the same thing. But yeah, I was very irregular with my period. And also I would notice if I ate like foods that were more salty, I would notice that I would wake up super swollen. And what really led me to go to the doctors weren't even my symptoms. They weren't what I was feeling at the time, because I kind of just ignored my symptoms. And what led me to even go to the doctors the second time around was because of the pregnancy. If you guys watch those videos, like I said, I'll link it right here so you guys can see. Those were my symptoms, guys. I was feeling tired. I wasn't gaining weight. I was constantly swollen. I had an irregular period, guys. So that's what I experienced when I had end-stage kidney disease. I want to know if you guys experienced any symptoms. Let me know in the comments down below. Like I tell you guys all the time, I love to hear your stories. I love communicating with you guys. I like talking with you guys. It's amazing. I get to share my experience with you guys, but also it fills my heart to hear from you guys and to interact with you guys. I hope you guys find this video helpful, and I hope you guys can take a little from it. May God bless you. I love each and every one of you guys, and stay tuned for some more videos. Bye, guys.